You guys have been seeing me do full planche for years, and I even put out a video on how to do the full planche step by step, starting with the easiest progression that anybody can get into and working your way up each progression gradually to eventually getting to the last progression, the full planche hold. Well, today I'm actually going to show you how to build the strength in your shoulders for the strength required to be able to even do a full planche and to start learning its progressions. And if you build the strength in your shoulders properly, like I'm going to show you in this video, you're going to be going through the full planche progressions a lot faster and a lot easier, cutting the time in half for how long it actually takes to be able to full planche. So combining these exercises that I'm going to be showing you today with the progressions in the video, how to full planche step by step, you guys are going to have a strong, solid full planche utilizing perfect form in no time. So with that said, the exercises we're going to be doing today, absolutely anybody can get into. So don't feel discouraged, especially for such an advanced movement. A lot of times we look at a movement like that and we feel like, oh, it's impossible. So we don't even try to work towards it. But today I'm going to be showing you the very first steps that absolutely anybody can do to start working towards a big goal like that. And they're the same exercises and movements that I've been using and still use to this day to perfect my full planche. I know this move can seem discouraging and people often think you need to be a specific type of person or athlete to be able to do a full planche, and that's just not true. Just like anything in life that's very difficult, you have to put the time in to work for it, and the full planche is just the same. You're gonna have to start at zero, but if you practice the right exercises and the right progressions, which I'm gonna be providing for you, then you will be able to do a full planche in the shortest amount of time possible. So if you're ready to get started, all you're gonna need to do is download the Callisthenics app in the App Store or Google Play Store to make sure you have this routine on you so that you can properly follow along. And the only equipment we'll be using today for just a couple exercises is gonna be a small pair of dumbbells. So if you have that handy or just find something around your house that you can carry, we're good to go. Now, pretty much all of these exercises are gonna be utilizing straight arm strength because that's what you're gonna be doing when you're actually doing a full planche. So to keep your arms locked out, I'm gonna show you different exercises that's gonna help you develop that and strengthen it, but you wanna keep a conscious effort to always be keeping your arms straight. You wanna push from here in the ditch of your elbow as if you're trying to hyperextend your arm. Push your arm as far away as you can, and as you can see, if you twist out the ditch of your elbow, that's gonna help to lock out your arm even more. Keep that in mind as we do all these different exercises. The first exercise we're gonna get into is gonna be an L-sit hold, and I want you to lock out your arms as we're holding this L-sit. So now I'm gonna choose a higher elevated surface. This is gonna allow people that are just starting to do L-sits or that are still working on them to have some leeway in their feet and still be able to hold it for a good amount of time. So when you hold an L-sit, I want you to just not hold it like this with your arms bent, but I want you to put your arms as straight as you can and then twist the ditch of your elbow out, as you can see, like that. So we're gonna do that and hold an L-sit just like that. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so there we have the first movement, an L-sit hold, and this is one of the easiest and first progressions that you can use to start learning how to keep your arms straight and to strengthen your straight arm strength as well. So when you're doing your L-sit holds, make sure that you're turning the ditch of your elbows out and you're holding your arm as straight as possible, pushing down away from your body. Now this next exercise is hands down, probably the best exercise to build strength with straight arms and in your shoulders. We're gonna be going for straight arm dumbbell raises. Now remember, if you wanna keep your arms straight, the best technique you're gonna be able to do is to squeeze as hard as you can, put out the ditch of your elbow, and push your arm as far away from your body as possible. So you see, you keep it straight, and you come back up. And if your shoulder is still tucked in close, it's gonna be a lot harder to keep your elbow straight, and you're gonna see, you're gonna start to bend a little bit. Even the slightest bend is not good. It has to be locked out straight for this to count. So you're gonna keep your arms straight, bring them up and down, 12 reps. Now you wanna choose an amount of weight that you can comfortably do this at and gradually go up in weight as you get stronger. Hold it, solidify the movement, then come back down. One. All right, nice little move right there. And if you can do this exercise, build your way up to eventually doing that with 30 to 35 pounds, you can definitely hold a full planche. Now that's gonna be pretty much the same pressure, specifically just in your arms when you're holding a full planche hold. You're actually constantly pressing forward to fight your body from coming back down. Eventually you'll find a balance point to where you're equally pushing as well as gravity pushing you back down. But the next exercise that we're gonna get into is gonna have us comfortably hold that position even longer. That's gonna be with dumbbells straight arm hold. We're gonna hold this position for 10 seconds. So So you want to hold as tight as you can, like you're trying to get water out of the dumbbell. Also, it helps a little bit if you have it slightly curled. Again, you're gonna put the ditch of our elbows out, bring it up. You can hold it right in front of you, or you can hold it right on the outside. Three, two, one. All right. There we have the straight arm hold. You can already feel it building up in the ditch of your elbow, and it might be burning right now, but eventually the more you do this, you can get a lot more comfortable and a lot stronger with it. So now we're gonna get into the last exercise that we're gonna be using the dumbbells with. And if you couldn't hold that last exercise for 10 seconds, then pick up a lighter weight. Remember, you wanna gradually go up in weight with this exercise. Utilizing straight arm strength at the very beginning can definitely be a sensitive area in your body, because we're not only strengthening our shoulders, but we're also strengthening our joints and our tendons as well. Don't worry about how heavy it is when you're first starting off. Just make sure you can properly do it right, because you're gonna be going up in weight anyway. So let's get right into the next exercise. That's gonna be straight arm dumbbell lateral tap. So it's gonna be just like the previous movements. We're gonna have our arms out, ditch of our elbows out, straight arms, come from the front, all the way with your arms straight, tap the top, come all the way back down with your arms straight, back to the center, 10 times. Make sure to control this movement, especially when you're coming down. You can even stop halfway, come down. That's gonna help a lot as well. Last one. Hold it. All right. Now we can put these away. The rest of the exercise we're going to be doing is going to be all body weight. So by this time, you should have a better understanding of how to keep your arms straight and what it feels like to do it properly, because you're going to need it for this next exercise. The next one is going to be full planche lean. We're going to go for 10 repetitions. This is one of the best exercises for developing your straight arm strength and your shoulders to be able to lift up your entire body weight off the ground. And absolutely anybody can start learning this exercise. Let me show you what it looks like. So we're going to get down as if we're getting into a push-up position. And whenever we're working with our arms straight and doing planche, as I always say, you want to push your shoulders down, head forward, and your thumbs facing forward. We're going to lean as far as you can. Only lean as far as you can comfortably without bending your arms, and then come back. You need to develop this movement with straight arms. If you're going like this and going leaning, your arms are bent, you're absolutely doing nothing. That does not count. It's better if you just keep your arms straight, lean a little bit, and then come back. Then eventually you'll be able to lean further and further with your arms straight. Lean, come back. Last one. All right, there we have full planche leans. Probably one of the top 3 best exercises that you can start doing to eventually master your full planche. This move is very humbling to start off with, but eventually you're gonna build so much strength doing this exercise, you'll be able to comfortably lean forward and your feet will just raise off the ground. Now we're almost done. We just have 2 more exercises to go. This next one is really going to emphasize on the shoulder strength needed to raise your whole entire body weight off the ground. We're going to be going for pseudo planche push-ups for 10 repetitions. It looks just like the planche lean, and that's also how you get into the movement as well. But once you've leaned as far as you can with your arms straight, then you're going to come down into a push-up and come right back up to a locked out position. We're going to go for 10 repetitions, so let's go for it. Remember, you only want to lean as far as you can comfortably. If this is it, then you go down from right here. If you can lean more, even better. Now, as you can see, those last 2, I didn't even mean to, but I was leaning so far forward that my feet actually eventually just got off the ground. That's actually the goal. If you train this enough, eventually your body weight is gonna lift off the ground the more you lean forward. Now we're really gonna get into that in this last exercise, which is gonna be a 90-degree hold. That's holding the bottom of a pseudo planche push-up, but without your feet on the ground. So if you're just getting started, I want you to just hold the bottom of a pseudo planche push-up without getting your feet off the ground. But if you feel a little bit more advanced, I want you to start alternating tapping your feet so at least one foot is off the ground at all times. That's gonna get you more used to and closer to holding your entire body weight in this position. But as you get stronger, you're gonna start alternating those feet a lot slower, and for 1 second, you're actually gonna have both feet off the ground. And that's when you're gonna be strong enough to eventually do it without any feet. So I'm gonna go through all 3 progressions right now, but I want you to be able to hold whichever progression you're at for at least 10 seconds. So the first one, you wanna lean forward, come down, just hold right here. If this is too easy, I want you to start lifting 1 foot up and tapping. And if that's too easy, hold it both. All right, that's the 90-degree hold. That's gonna be the last exercise for this routine. Now these are all the exercises that I've been using for years to start my full planche journey, which is what unlocked my full planche, but I still use them to this day to strengthen my full planche. So definitely start incorporating these exercises and this workout routine. Start very light and you'll gradually go up weight and resistance, and it's better to do that so that you maintain your straight, locked out arms and perfect form. Remember, if you're doing any of these exercises with your arm even a little bit bent or just straight and not locked out, it's still not gonna be doing anything for you. Because for a full planche to be a legit full planche, your arms need to be locked out. Not just straight or not looking straight, they legitimately need to be completely locked out with the ditch of your elbow sticking out. So train these moves, train with your arms locked out, and definitely check out how to full planche step by step so that you can apply all the progressions that's gonna take you to the full planche, and you can develop your strength to be able to ace those progressions and fly through this and develop the necessary strength and unlock your full